Hey there, how you doing? It's Matthew Hunt here from Automation Wolf, and today I want to give some tips on how to send cold email, some cold email that is going to hit home and get some replies. I actually have a method that I follow that was inspired by Dan Martell. If you don't know Dan Martell, search him on Google. He's pretty smart. He's got some pretty good ideas. I took the idea and I just kind of developed it a little bit further, and I want to add to it some context of how to use it. I've been sending a lot of cold emails over the years, and cold emails have created some amazing opportunities. But the challenge with cold email is if you do it wrong, just like Warren Buffett here, he says it takes 20 years to build a reputation, only 5 minutes to ruin it. So it's really, really important that you put some strategy and thought into it before you start firing out cold emails, especially if you're going to be sending out a lot of them or trying to automate the process, which is something that we do. We help people do that. We actually help them automate their prospecting, those low-level sales activities, so that they don't have to do that stuff, and instead they can focus on the high-level sales activities that you can't automate, right? Like building relationships and closing deals. But if you want to learn a little bit about some of the strategy behind this and how we think about it, so stay tuned. Now, if you want to have mind control, from your emails of getting a lot of replies, then you really want to be focused on your client, them. Make sure that the email is all about them, not about you. Nobody cares about you, okay? Everyone tunes into their favorite radio station, which is What's in It for Them, WIFM. And if your email is at all about you and it doesn't communicate how it makes them more awesome, then you've already failed. That's all you need to ask. For every line you write, just go, does this make them more awesome? Like, I know that sounds silly, but that's it. And the second thing you can ask is, does this make them laugh, right? Does it make you stand out? And humor is really, really important in emails, and to use it. When people go to work, they don't leave their sense of humors at home. And that's a great way to disarm people. In fact, it fires off all kinds of chemistry in their brains to make you like them, because they start getting all these good chemicals. When people laugh, they ha 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 ha, stuff fires off in your brains and you feel better. This is why we like to watch comedians and watch comedies, right? If you can make them laugh, then they're all of a sudden going to like you a little bit more. And remember, we don't buy from people we don't know, we don't like, and we don't trust. Now, they still don't know you, but they might like you to begin with. So sometimes that's a great way to disarm that. Now, something else you want to think about before you start sending cold emails, that is that you want to do some research, okay? And you ideally want to send cold emails to people who've probably done business with people like you before, right? You want to preach to the choir, right? So, an example would be if you sell some sort of B2B business SaaS tool that requires an investment, well, you might want to look and see if they're investing in other B2B tools, like example, HubSpot or Salesforce or Marketo. And if they are, they're spending, at least 10 grand or more on some of these softwares. And because they have demonstrated to do that and are doing that now, if you sell, a software that either replaces that or something, in that space, it at least shows you that they are willing to invest in things like this. They're open-minded to that. And you can find that stuff. You can use tools today. I'm not going to show you this video on how to find out what software people are using, but you can figure it out and do some research. And so I always tell people, preach to the choir, right? Preach to the believers already, right? Don't try to preach to the people who are not believers, who have no faith. It's not going to work. It's like, it's literally just not going to happen. It's going to fall on deaf ears. So don't do that. Do your research. Think about it. Anytime you're kind of doing this stuff, it's always kind of, if you take some automation as an example and you put garbage into that automation, guess what comes out the other end? Garbage, right? So you don't want to do that. What you want to do is put some good strategy into this kind of automation, and then good stuff will come out. Or you may not even want to automate it. A lot of times, not automating something on the front end, getting it working is really important before you just start going out there and spamming hundreds or thousands of people. Don't do that, okay? And even if you do, please test in small, very, very small campaigns. All right. So here's the method. This is Dan Martell's method. I tweaked it a bit and I want to give some context to it. I call it the 5R cold email framework. Now, I don't know if he calls it that, but it's kind of like that. Step one is research. So create a great list, right? Make sure you collect personal information. If you're going to do it en masse in your spreadsheet, so as you collect this information and data, make sure there is a column for personalization. Make sure there is a line where you can write at least one line that's 100% personal, right? And trust me, it's very quick to do this. I'm not going to show you how to do this right now, but we've got a way that we just bang this out so quick. And we've got other hacks to make it look like you've done some research, even though you may have not, but it puts you in a really good light that you have, right? Nobody wants to talk to people where they're getting this generic message all the time and they didn't do any research on the company. We've all got those emails. They're terrible. You know what happens? Delete, or even worse, the spam box. And if you get the spam box, you're going to get a lower quality score on your domain and email. And even less of this stuff's ever going to make it into the inbox. Okay, number two, rapport. Okay, you want to build some rapport, and the easiest way to build rapport is with a sense of humor and or to make a compliment. Never tell people how they're doing something wrong. Never criticize them, particularly on the first email. Always compliment them. Find something to compliment them. A lot of times I put this into that first personalized line. All right, reference. Be clear on who you are and who you help, right? Be really, really clear. Like, so this is where you can name drop for a second. You say, hey, here's who we are. We help companies like name drop, name drop, name drop, right? The next one is reward. Be clear on who you help. So not only that, be clear on how you help, right? What is the primary outcome you drive? We buy, people buy outcomes. That's what they want. So you got to be really clear. So this reference and reward section is basically, who do you help? How do you help? And what outcome do you derive at the end of the day? Like, make sure you're really clear on that reward. What's in it for them? Remember, they're always thinking, how do you make me more awesome? And if the answer is, if they can't come up with it, they don't understand it, it's not crystal clear and concise, and you didn't get to the point about it, then you're going to be in really big trouble. Okay, and the fifth one is you must have a request, a call to action. And the call to action must be only one. Don't have 3 questions. Don't ask them to do homework. Make it really easy for them to reply, right? Like, you could even literally say, if you are interested, please reply with yes, right? And then my assistant will get in touch with you and schedule a time, or I will send my Calendly link, or whatever it might be, or I'll send that asset that I said I'd send you, whatever that might be. Make it easy and make sure that there is only one for them to do. And the big goal is to get the reply. Remember where you are. So the first step in cold email is to get the open, which is a subject line. That's a whole nother video. The second is to get a reply. We are not at pitching stage. We are at conversation stage. Are we getting a dialogue? We just trying to get a reply. If you follow those rules from like a 10,000 foot view, when you're approaching cold email, you're going to find that it works a lot better for you. If you want to learn more about our system, we've got a 3-pillar system called Foundation, Automation, Transformation. We call it the ultimate B2B sales machine. Just go on over and visit automationwolf.com. There's an ungated video there that shows you the 10,000 foot view of our system, of how we're helping people automate their prospecting for B2B businesses. Hope you're having a great day and look forward to being in touch. Bye for now.